in another Black Fatigue show. Let me get in the chat real quick. Let me get in the chat real quick. Give me 1 second. Let me just get the poll ready. My poll ready. Okay. Salute, salute, salute. Be in the building. Got my poll ready. Um, you know what we're here to discuss? Black fatigue. Are you struggling with black fatigue? And this is for anybody. This is if you're black. This is if you're white, Hispanic. We're here to talk about black fatigue. Are you struggling with black fatigue? And I'm here to talk about my perceived black fatigue, and maybe we'll talk about yours. Salute to everybody in the building. Let me make sure my levels is up. Make sure everything is moving copacetic and moving right. Black fatigue. If you don't know what black fatigue is, the modern black fatigue. Because black fatigue, the original concept of it, was talking about the struggles that black people deal with in America. That's what the original black fatigue was about. White people have now coined this term, black fatigue, and they are applying it to themselves. They're saying, well, we're tired of dealing with the criminality when it comes to blacks. We're tired of the drug usage. We're tired of the ratchet behavior. We're tired of just any type of ghetto behavior by way of Black America. White people have coined this. Well, they haven't coined this. They have stolen this and they have applied it to them. And I just want to know you guys' opinion on that. We're in the building. This is the Check-In Report. We are here to talk about black fatigue. Are you struggling? Are you dealing with black fatigue? I know you guys hear the ice cream truck. We're in Long Island, modern day suburbia, the most beautiful suburb on the planet. How are you guys feeling? How are you guys dealing with? We're here to talk about black fatigue. Are you struggling with black fatigue? Salute to Turk. He says, can you rap? Yes, I can rap, but this is not a show where we rap. This is not a rapping show, sir. We're here to talk about black fatigue. Stay on topic. We are here to talk about black fatigue. Are you struggling with black fatigue? Do you have a problem with black people, living amongst them, being around them? Do you have a problem with the loud rap music? Do you have a problem with the criminality from the black community? Do you have a problem with black women twerking in public spaces? Do you have a problem with it? We're here to talk about black fatigue. Are you black? Are you fatigued from black people? We want to know tonight. No, it's not black 14. It's black fatigue. Black fatigue, not black 14. That's not what we're talking about. Black fatigue, and I just explained it to you. Get up to speed, sir. Get up to speed. Um, yeah, but we're here to talk about black fatigue, and I'm not going off this topic. We're not going to be deviating off into it because we always have people coming in, and no disrespect to those people, but the people that always comes in and they don't know what's going on and they clueless. And I understand everybody doesn't know what black fatigue is. I understand, and I'm very understanding of that. Salute to Cadell. He says, "Love my black people." Okay, well, this is not necessarily about hating on black people. This is about people talking about if they're if they're dealing with any type of black fatigue. I mean, my standpoint on black fatigue is about every community, every ethnicity has undesirables. Like let's just put that in the open. There are white people that don't want to be around a certain sect of white people. There are Hispanic people that don't want to be around a certain sect of Hispanic people. There are black people that don't want to be around a certain sect of black people. So there's people in every ethnicity, you're going to find undesirables in that community that the higher class or the middle class or the tax-paying class don't want to be around. This may be a byproduct of that. Maybe black fatigue can be defined by that class system. Let me know if you agree with that. But there's black people that even talked about how they don't want to live amongst certain black people. Any type of criminality aspect, any type of gangs, drug dealers, ratchet behavior. So you're gonna see that. So there's black people that even talk about that concept. Yes. Zed says I like black tea. We're not here talking about black tea. We're here to talk about black fatigue. And I'll keep explaining it to you guys if you want me to explain it to you guys. Are you dealing with black fatigue? Are you tired of the criminality by way of black people? Are you tired of the drug usage? Are you tired of black women twerking in the restaurants, in the public spaces? Are you tired? You're tired of the mammy behavior? Are you tired of the loud rap music when you're just you're taking your kids to school and you hear the loud rap music, bum 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 bum, got the subwoofers, boom 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 boom. Are you tired of that? Do you look at do you look at that black person in that car with the subwoofers blasting, and you just look at them and just say, what is wrong with this nigga? Why is he in my community blasting this loud ass music? Do you feel like that? I want to know. Zed says Germany has two black people and one just left. Really? Are you from Germany? What part of Germany are you from? Are you from Berlin? Are you from Munich? Where are you from? What part of Germany are you from? I want to know. Let me know what part of Germany are you from. Yeah, but we're here to talk about black fatigue. And make sure you guys hit that like button. Hit that like button, hit the subscribe button. Make sure you guys hit that like button. Make sure you guys hit that subscribe button. We're in here talking about black fatigue. Are you dealing with it? Are you struggling with it? Are you a byproduct? He says he's from Dusseldorf. I heard of Dusseldorf, but I've never heard of anybody from Dusseldorf. That's incredible. You're from Dusseldorf? Dusseldorf, actually. Dusseldorf. Salute to Germany, man. Salute to Germany. I actually want to visit Germany. I want to visit Germany at some point. Yeah, salute, salute, salute. Yeah, I want to visit Germany at some point. Yeah, one day I want to visit. Just for a few days. I don't want to be out there for too long. I'm not on my Kanye. I'm not on my Kanye tip. I just, maybe just 2 or 3 days I'll be out there at some point. Are you dealing with black fatigue? Are you dealing with it? You're speaking to special type race or black folks, including. I'm talking to everyone. It doesn't matter who you are. I don't care if you're black, white, green, purple, blue, velvet. I don't care what color you are. Are you dealing with black fatigue? I don't know. It's personalized to anyone, no matter where you come from, no matter what race or ethnicity you are. I want to know if you're dealing with black fatigue. Are you tired of and a lot of this stuff is commercialized because, listen, man, a lot of the stuff that, the stereotypes of what they put on black people, they're all commercialized by hip hop music and all this, other jazz. Like, I grew up in a black suburbia, right? I grew up in a black suburbia. A lot of the stuff that's stereotypical to black people, that stuff is fairy tales. Like, it's not drug dealers on every corner. It's not people blasting loud rap music. It's not people running around with, throwing up gang signs. A lot of that stuff is just commercialized by way of rap music and all this other stuff. Like, that wasn't my reality. When I grew up, the place that I grew up in Long Island, that wasn't my experience. I didn't grow up with drug dealers on every corner, and I'm not saying that that's not a reality for some people. For some people, that is a reality. Some people, they come from those types of communities where that is going on. But I'm saying, my black experience, that wasn't my black experience. So a lot of the stuff is commercialized by way of rap music, stereotypical stuff. It's like, it's all fairy tale. A lot of it is fairy tales. A lot of it is made up. A lot of your favorite rappers, they have lied, embellished on truths, and they did it all to sell records. And the sad thing about it, the sad thing, and I talked about this. Salute to Star. I talked about this on Star's platform. Um, when it comes to everybody, like I said, every race has their dysfunctional class, a class of people who are, ratchet, ghetto, who promote the negative aspects of that particular race, right? The problem with the black community is for us, it's commercialized. We commercialize the ghetto. We commercialize the ratchetness. We commercialize the sexy reds, twerking and acting a fool and being ratchet. We commercialize the thug rapper, throwing up gang signs, throwing up, shooting guns off, gang violence, all this other jazz. It's commercialized. Every other, community, they don't commercialize their dysfunctionary class. The Asians don't commercialize their dysfunctionary class. The whites don't commercialize their dysfunctionary class. They put them to the side. They ostracize them. They say they make them feel like they're not heard. Rather, I'd say for the black community, our dysfunctionary class is commercialized. It's put in your face. The big record companies, they're putting money behind it. They're putting money, allocating money to promote it to your young daughter, your young sons, to the communities at large. And that is a problem. That is a problem. And I talked about it on Star's platforms. Salute the Star again. That we need to do something in terms of fixing hip hop. We need a council. We need to do something better. Salute to Cash. He says on point. He says exactly. Thanks to you, voice for voiceless. Thank you. Yeah, listen, man. I'm just out here trying to tell the truth. Trying to tell people what's going on. But are you dealing with black fatigue? Are you fatigued from black people? Can you just go to the store, right? Can you just go somewhere and just be tired of just black people? Are you tired of black people? Let me know. And listen, other ethnicities, like there's white fatigue, there's black fatigue, there's Spanish fatigue, there's fatigue of all communities. If we're gonna be honest, as a black man living in America, I have suffered from white fatigue. I could count on fingers and toes how many times I've been racially profiled, whether I've been in a car, whether I've been in a store, whether I've been walking through a nice neighborhood. I mean, that's white fatigue. White people ostracizing you, racially profiling you. That nigga don't belong here. Um, that's white fatigue. Just dealing with the oppression in America, dealing with just a lot of the nonsense that you deal with in America. It's ridiculous. Another dealing of white fatigue. Getting pulled over by the police and having to be on your best behavior. I mean, how many times have we seen white supremacist officers go well beyond, overboard, just overly overboard, just for a random traffic stop. I mean, every black man in America is on guard when he gets pulled over by that white cop. He don't know if he's gonna go home that day. He don't know if that white cop is going to take liberties and disrespect that man's civil rights. He doesn't know if that white cop is going to say he reached for something and he tried to do this and he tried to do that, and it's going to turn into something brutal. So that's white fatigue. White fatigue is real. White fatigue is real in America. Let me get this dude out of here because we got some weirdos in here. We got weirdos. It was always a weirdo. Yeah. Welcome to the block party. Welcome to the block party. Yeah, we send weirdos to the block party here. We're not gonna entertain you. We're not gonna go back and forth. We're just gonna send you to the block party. We're gonna send you to the block party. I'm gonna have you pick up some Coca-Cola. Maybe some Lay's potato chips. Maybe some pickles. Maybe some Hebrew Franks. We're gonna get some all beef Hebrew Franks. Pick up a few. Did I say watermelons? Pick up a few watermelons, a couple turkey burgers, a couple beef burgers, a couple steaks. We're gonna have you go to the store, and we're gonna send you to the block party, man. We're not gonna entertain you. Salute to Cat. He says they just love to try and pull me out of character, cause them to stay in their lane. Trump, third term. Do you really think Trump is going to get a third term? I mean, I think that's beyond the realm of possibility. I mean, he would have to tear up the Constitution and wipe his ass with it. He'd have to, I mean, to me, it just doesn't make sense to run for a third term. I mean, if he were to run for a third term, he'll be in his 80s, and you know, I'm very critical of this country's founding fathers. But I will say the one thing that George Washington did right was he set the president. He set the president right for what a president should do in terms of the term restraints. You shouldn't be in there longer than 2 terms, because at that point, then it turns into a monarchy. It turns into a dictatorship. When you are continually in place, you are continually the head of the ship. You need to give the passage of power to another generation, a younger generation. And yeah, it's going to be unsettling. It's going to be unsure. It's going to be, a lot of people are going to be optimistic about it, but it needs to happen. We don't need another term of Trump. We don't. A third term, no, no. And listen, I'm not against him in terms of his second term, but in terms of a third term, it's ridiculous. No president needs a third term. Salute to Waffle House. He says, I'm tired of black fatigue. Well, tell us why do you suffer from black fatigue? I want to know. TV says, does influence now we think in ways we don't realize. We gotta be careful with what we feed to our brain. I'm from DR. I grew up with all colors. I only got to think about race when I came to the United States. Well, let me tell you something. Salute to Zen Beal TV. The reality is this, Zen Beal. America was based on race. So it's not like that for you in DR because everyone's the same. It's just like DR. If you were from China, it would be the same system. You wouldn't have this concept of race because everyone looks like you, sounds like you, comes from the same place. It'll be like if you went to Africa, or no, the reality when it comes to America, America was built for the white man. I'm just keeping it real. America was built for the white man. It wasn't built for black men. It wasn't built for the Hispanic man. It wasn't built for any other race. It was built for Anglo-Saxon, mind you. Not just any white man, but Anglo-Saxon white men. It was built for that, And a lot of different ethnicities have suffered in America by way of that. So we're always going to have racism and race issues in America because it was always based on that. This country wasn't built on equality for everyone, and everyone being loved and cared for, and us being understanding of different communities. This country was never built for different ethnicities. You got to think these colonizers, the people who inhabited this place and took over this place. They came here, they took the lands from the Native Americans, they went to a foreign land, grabbed up, African Americans, they grabbed them from their country, they brought them here, made them work for generations as slaves. Throughout the countless years in America, different ethnicity groups have been oppressed, subjugated, whether it be the Asians in World War II, whether it be the Hispanic community during the Zoot Suit riots. This country has dealt with racism always. It's a part of the fabric of America. So it's not like that in different countries because everyone's the same. Everyone's the same. Everyone comes from the same culture. Yeah, you may have different colors, different creeds, but everyone's essentially the same. You may have, maybe people are darker because you come from DR. Some people are darker, some people are lighter, but essentially everyone is the same. DR, is made up of what? Black people, Tainos, Spaniards. It's all a homogenous pot. So everybody's dealing with the same thing. Everybody has, everybody's kind of closely related and kind of dealing with the same thing in that country. It's a little bit different in America, and there's a different history in America. Yeah, but that's just how I see it. Salute though, salute though. Everybody hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Are you dealing with black fatigue? Are you dealing with it? Are you struggling with it? Are you struggling with black fatigue? Yeah, yeah, it's different in different places. It's different in different places. I'm sure if you go to China, they're not thinking about race like that. They're not different because everybody's the same. If you go to um if you go to certain parts of Africa, they're not thinking of race because everybody looks like them. If you go anywhere where it's inhabited by people that are from that place, they're not thinking of race because everybody's from there. America is the melting pot. There's so many people from different ethnicities, different cultures, different backgrounds, different races that have come to this country, whether it be like me by way of slavery, whether it be by immigration, whether it be different ways, whether it be indigenous like the Native American community. Everybody has a different story by way of America. It's a melting pot. You know, that's just keeping it real. But are you dealing with black fatigue? Are you tired of the criminality? Are you tired of the loud rap music when you're coming down the street? Dun, 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 dun. And you're just looking like, "Oh, why is this nigga playing this loud rap music? What is wrong with him? We got old women walking, doing their little exercise in the streets. And you got this loud nigger rap babble. Dun, 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 dun. I just want to know. I just want to know. Salute the princess. Salute the princess. Hello, hello, princess. How you doing, princess? Glad to see you. Um, uh, Cash says, but America will never. Hold on. Cash says, but America will never be like DR or Belize. That's a fact. That's a fact. That's a fact. That's a fact. That is a 1,000% fact. 1,000% fact. Princess says, I'm doing great. Nice to see you too. Thank you, Princess. Princess, are you dealing with black fatigue? Are you tired of black people? Are you tired of the criminality? Are you tired of the loud rap music in your community? Are you tired of black women twerking in public places? Are you tired of the petty grievances, the gang violence? Are you tired of it? I want to hear from people tonight. Are you tired of black people? Are you tired of black fatigue? I'm just asking the question, no matter who you are. You could be black, white, Hispanic, it don't matter who you are. I want to know. I'm just curious because this is something online that has gained traction, speed, and I just thought it would be interesting to talk about it. Let me see. Cash Cash says when white people from America go to Belize and they are on vacation, they like how do they get along? We just been taught to get along. That's the difference. We've been taught we are one. Well, yeah, in different countries, it's different cultures. It's a different society system. Um, the problem with America, it's been built off so much racism. It's deep in the fabric. And I could educate you guys why racism will always be here. Racism will always be in America. We got a Negro in the backyard right now. Don't pay him no mind, y'all. Yeah, man. Do you want to chime in on black fatigue?
What's black fatigue?
All right, black
That's for
fatigue.
you.
That's me.
No, that's you.
What the? Simply spiked.
Simply Spike
Thank you for real this morning.
for your black fatigue.
Thank you, man.
What's black fatigue?
All right, so black fatigue is about black people. Well, it's black. Let me educate you on the modern
Okay.
day. White people have come together and they
Right.
said that they are tired of dealing with black people. Right? They're
Okay.
tired of the criminality, the
Right.
drug, the black women twerking in public spaces,
Mm.
loud rap music,
Okay.
and all these different things. That's what white people are saying. But now black people have felt like this as well. So
Okay.
black people have but it's black. Like I told people, there's a dysfunctionary class in every race.
Right.
Every
Right.
race has a dysfunction class, so they don't want to be around them. Have you suffered from black fatigue as a black man?
Oh yeah. I mean, you see black fatigue with the
Let me get you on camera. Hold on, let me get you on camera. Hold on, no, let me get you on camera. Hold on. Let me see.
you get black fatigue with the women at the bar.
Okay,
That's a big thing. Women with the eyelashes,
okay.
Negroes, wearing slides,
In public spaces,
public spaces. A man should be wearing slides and going to the grocery store. You never know what's going
that's
to
true.
be
That's
on you.
true. That's true.
Even at the airport, you'll see it. But listen, we got white fatigue too now.
Yeah, I told people that exists.
They're, they're strong out here. We got the Confederate people. We got,
When you move into a community, because you're a homeowner, so let me ask you, when you move into a community, you kind of like would rather live amongst white people or black people? This is a good question to ask you.
so I can't say both.
Well, what would you prefer? What would you?
I would prefer black people.
Okay,
I know my kind.
okay,
My kind, we're pretty direct. We're
okay.
pretty stern. Well, I'm saying my kind, like the Spanish people, we're pretty direct,
Right,
straight to the
right.
point.
Hmm.
I understand the music. I understand when you have a cookout, it's going to be all night. So I'm
Right,
fully
right,
aware of that. But the white people, you're not. I'm not fully aware
right.
how the cookout is going to be.
Okay,
Somebody with a Confederate flag going to pop up. Is the plane going to burn crosses in front of my yard for the cookout? It just varies in
right.
the state you're living in.
Okay,
So New York, yeah, I prefer black people.
okay,
South I prefer black people for sure.
okay.
In the Midwest, because I want to live around my kind. You know,
All right. So you would definitely, but you would definitely say that you've dealt with black fatigue though
of course,
from black people that's not wanting to be around them and
I've heard you little black fatigue. You got
right.
us coming in late.
Would you say more from women or from men? Oh, from women. So what would you say in the bonnets, the attitudes?
I ain't doing this. Something with the neck, man.
Do the neck woman again?
He ain't gonna do it. It's like something powerful about that neck jerk. It's the sisters, man. The sisters. Black Spanish sisters.
Oh, so you putting it on Spanish women as well?
Of course, of course, they're part of it. Dominicans, Puerto
So
Ricans,
Spanish fatigue is
Salvadorians.
this as well?
Yeah, okay. Man, y'all part of it too. Y'all, come on. Y'all adopted the culture of African Americans, It's good and bad in it, but y'all adopted the culture. Y'all wanted to be a part of it.
Right.
Come on down.
Where'd you get? Where'd, how'd you pick up
I was at grocery store one night
on it?
I got a whole case.
Let me get another one, man. Let me get another one, man. Let me crack another one.
Work on that, man. Work on that.
I'll be done with this in 5 minutes, man. Nah, you want to be a part of the show though? Oh, come on, man. Let's talk about your black fatigue. Let me tell us about how much you hate black women. Why not? Nah, I'm just joking. We're just joking, man. Nah, what Cash say? When white people from America go to Belize, oh, that was what you wrote before. Okay, okay. Yeah. But I agree. I agree with what he was saying in terms of we've all dealt with black fatigue. Black fatigue is nothing new. There's always been black people that felt like, oh yeah, I don't want to live amongst the ratchetness, the ghetto-ness, the hood, the different nonsense that you deal with in the black community. We've always felt like that. That's nothing new. It's not a new concept. Not a new concept. It's not a new concept whatsoever. Yeah. Have any of you dealt with black fatigue though? I want to know. Have anybody? We got 8 votes. Let me look at the votes. 50% say yes, and 50% say no. Actually, I spelt that wrong. Let me end the poll and do it again. Yeah, give me 1 second. Give me 1 second, y'all. I'm trying to get this thing pop locking, and dropping. Hold on, y'all. Give me 1 second. Give me 1 second, y'all. 1 second. Is black fatigue real? How about that? Is black fatigue real? We need to know. Why I sound like Macho Man Randy Savage, or rather like Jake the Snake? I don't know. But hold on. Salute to Zin Beal. He says, I grew up in DR, but I also spent my high school, college time, and work time in NYC. So I guess I have lived in very diverse environment my whole life. Yeah, the places that you lived are, they are diverse because in DR, like I said, it's like a homogenous pot. You got people that are you have darker Dominicans, you have lighter Dominicans, you have more fairer skinned Dominicans, but they all kind of much have the same background. Dominicans, they all it's like a homogenous pot of you know people that are from that were under captivity, who are slaves, who are from Africa. You have Tainos and Spaniard. That's what Dominican is kind of made up of. It's a homogenous pot of Spanish Spaniard mix, Taino mix, and black. So it's like a homogenous pot of that. So that's what that is. And then you live in New York, and New York is even more culturally diverse. So you have people from Asian, blacks, whites, Hispanics. So that's even more diverse. So you've lived in diverse places. Cash says, "What is different? What is different meaning to black fatigue?" I just got your point clearer. The different What is different meaning to black fatigue? Okay, the different meaning to black fatigue, opposed to what we're talking about, was black people, because the term was coined. I forgot the name of the woman. She wrote a book. I forgot the name of the woman, but she wrote a book, and she coined the term black fatigue. The original definition of black fatigue was about black people dealing with oppression, systematic racism in their country. That's what black fatigue was about. It was about black people dealing with these things: oppression, systematic oppression, racism, in their country, in America. So that's what the original definition of black fatigue was. White people have turned this into something else. They turned this into, oh, black fatigue is about white people tired of criminality from black people, tired of ratchetness from black people. They've turned this. They took this phrase and they've turned this. Like they've always stolen things from black people. There's nothing new. Yeah. So this is what it is. Cashmere says, Belize from slavery really complete Caribbean. Salute. We got 9 people in the building. Are you struggling with black fatigue? Are you fatigued from black people? Are you just tired of the criminality? And we could let's talk about different races. Let's talk about white people, because maybe you're not dealing with black fatigue. Maybe you're dealing with white fatigue. Maybe you're tired of the Peckerwoods racially profiling you. Maybe you're tired of the 300-pound white women lusting over your black tutelage. Maybe you're tired, maybe you're tired of the white maternal hand. Maybe I should educate you guys on the white maternal hand. Maybe you guys are tired of the white LGBTQ radicalized femboys. Are you tired of that? Maybe we should talk about that. Are you tired of white radicalized LGBTQ femboys? That's a part of white fatigue. Are you struggling with that? Are you struggling with that? The woodpecker, peckerwood. Yeah, that's a throwback. It's a throwback term, peckerwood. It's a throwback term. Yeah, they said that back in the day, the peckerwoods. Yeah, man. But and I also said this before on a podcast before. I said because there's a misnomer, and I'm going to be on the side of black women right now. I'm going to champion black women because let me say this: black women get such a bad rap in America. They really do. They get such a bad rap. They get labeled as the most disruptive. They get labeled as angry. They get labeled as the most ratchet. They get labeled as the most aggressive. They get such a bad rap in America, and I really think it's unfair. And this is what I would like to say when it comes to the most radicalized. It's head and shoulders. It's white women. White women are radicalized in America. What do you constantly see on the TV screen? You see some radicalized LGBTQ woman, white, grabbing an AR-15, doing something disruptive, doing something wrong. We don't see black women doing this. Yeah, do black women get loud? Do they like to twerk in public? Do they do this? Do they do that? Yeah, okay, whatever. But they're not grabbing AR-15s. They're not radicalized. They're not radicalized. Black women are not radicalized. They're just living their lives. So what? So what? They have a chip on their shoulder. So what? They've dealt with 400 years of oppression. They've dealt with, 400 years of being oppressed and subjugated and violated. I think they deserve to say how they feel and mean what they say. So I'm going to shoot black women some bell in that guard. But what is the radicalized white woman so mad about? What is the radicalized white woman in America so mad about? I want to know, what is she mad about? She's mad about her body dysmorphia. She's mad about her pronouns. She's mad about her rights, her woman's rights being taken from her. She's mad about equal pay. She's mad about a lot of things. The black women, they just want to be treated equally. They just want to be treated like a human. You know, and we could do a whole live on feminism and how white feminism disrespects black women all the time. So we could do a whole video on that about white feminism always disrespecting black women. But yeah, when it comes to the most radicalized in America, it's by far white women. White women have radicalized in America. You know, they have radicalized in America, but nobody wants to talk about that. Everybody wants to talk about, black fatigue. Oh, we're tired of the loud rap music and the ghetto and the ratchetness and the gang violence and the this and the that. We're so tired. But are we going to talk about white feminism? Are we going to talk about white radicalized LGBTQ women grabbing AR-15s, going into a school, taking innocent lives? Are we going to talk about that? Are we going to talk about mass shooters always being white men? What are they so mad about? What are they so mad about? They haven't dealt with 400 years of oppression. They haven't dealt with 400 years of slavery. They didn't go through Jim Crow South. What is the white man grabbing the AR-15? What is he so mad about? What is the white radicalized white woman? What is she so mad about? Why aren't we talking about that? We're so focused on the black fatigue, the black fatigue, the black fatigue. Let's talk about these issues. The black fatigue, the black fatigue, the black fatigue, Casualty says exactly, That's what I'm saying. Listen, man, I'm the broken clock that's right at least 3 times a day. Not 2 times, but 3 times a day. Because every now and then it works. Just for it moves once, but it stays in the same spot for the whole 23 hour, but it moves once. So I'm right twice. I'm right 3 times a day instead of 2 times a day. I'm the broken clock that's right 3 times a day. and it only works sometimes. Casualty says, "We don't care how old is the video. It was years ago, 3 years ago. Why he grabbing his AR-15?" That's what I'm saying. It's like, you know, you know, with a lot of white people that are online on Twitter, on X, that are gravitating towards the whole black fatigue thing, you know, they're so galvanized by black violence. They're so galvanized by two Negroes in the hood shooting firearms or throwing up gang signs. They're so galvanized by that. But why aren't they addressing all of the mass shootings being white people? Why aren't they addressing that? The majority of mass shootings in America come from white people, whether they be white men or whether they be white women. The majority of mass shootings come by way of white people. Why aren't they addressing that? They want you to say, oh, okay, yeah, okay, black people, where there's poverty, where there's no opportunity, there's violence. So in those communities that you're looking at, there's violence there. Those people have no opportunities. Those people are on their last legs. Those people have resulted to violence. There's probably some type of criminality there by way of gangs, and there's crime there. But what's the issue in happening in white suburbia? Why are those white suburban kids grabbing AR-15s? Why are those white suburban young girls grabbing AR-15s? Why are they doing that? What's with the mentality? What's with that? Can we address that? Are we gonna blame the culture? Maybe we should blame the culture. We should blame if we're gonna look at black culture and say this is why black fatigue exists, then we must look at white culture. Because if we're gonna look at mass shootings, or we're gonna look at radicalized LGBTQ femboys and look at radicalized white boys going up into schools, we must look at the culture as well. Let's look at the culture. Yeah, man, we must look at the culture. We must take the culture into account. We must take a look at that culture, you know? We have to. We must. We're gonna make it do what it do. You know, I'm gonna rock out. I'm gonna rock out probably to rock out to about we're gonna probably do an hour on black fatigue. We're gonna talk frank. Got my family in the building, you know what I mean? But you know, I wanna know, guys, are you struggling with black fatigue? Have you dealt with black fatigue? Are you tired of black fatigue? Let me know. I wanna know. Hold on. Back, we're back. Okay, we're back. All right. Back, we're back. Okay, we're back. All right. So in terms of like black fatigue, you know, listen, it doesn't exist. It's a fairy tale. It's mythology. When it comes by way of white people, you know, I don't really care that white people have fatigue from black people. I'm fatigued of the Peckerwoods. I'm fatigued of the honkies. I'm fatigued of the white crackers. I'm fatigued of being racially profiled. I'm fatigued walking through a white community and being looked at. What you doing? What you doing here, nigga? I'm fatigued of that. I'm fatigued of 400 years of oppression. I'm fatigued of 400 years of slavery. I'm fatigued of white people domestically terrorizing black people in America. I'm fatigued of a lot of things. But you want to talk about your little your little black fatigue. Oh, I'm tired of niggas blasting loud music. I'm tired of niggas. I don't give a damn. Give a damn. We just don't give a damn. Um, Mexican says, but it is very much real, and I'm a Latino. Well, tell us what's real about black fatigue. Mexican bandit, tell us. And if you're a Mexican, I want to know, does Latino fatigue exist? Does Latino fatigue exist? Because we're talking about black fatigue. Does Latino fatigue exist? Because I think it exists for every community. If we're gonna be honest, white fatigue, black fatigue, Latino fatigue, it all exists. If we're gonna be honest and fair and true, let's be honest, fair and true. Let's be honest, fair and true. Does it exist for every community, or would you just say only for black people, only for blacks? What would you say? Bum, 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 bum. Well, listen, y'all let me know in the comment section. I ain't gonna lie, y'all. I've been rocking out for 40, 45, 46 minutes. I got to get back in the house, and we'll probably do a live tonight, and I'll talk to you guys a little bit later. But with that being said, salute to everybody in the building. Salute to everybody that chimed in on this topic. Is black fatigue real? Let me know in the comment section, and further this conversation in the comment section. But with that being said, salute to everybody. I'm going to see you guys later. Toodles.